So what is CAVT? CAVT stands for Cognitive Audio Video Technique, which really has been evolving since about the spring of 2002. CAVT is based on the simple idea that audio and video are the most powerful tools to feed information into the human brain, and when combined with cognitive techniques, become a literal juggernaut for change. Cognitive behavioral strategies are based on the fairly simple notion that change occurs when thinking is changed. The basic idea is to identify distorted thoughts and replace them with logical thoughts. Now, these strategies have been around since about the 1960s and have slowly but surely risen to the top of the heap in terms of prominence in the psychological world. Aaron Beck, who is considered by most to be the father of cognitive therapy, got the ball rolling in the 60s, and Dr. David Burns followed up in the 1980s with his contribution, the Feeling Good Handbook. The Feeling Good Handbook is a collection of practical methods to correct distorted thinking. It was created in the 1980s as a project that Dr. Burns put together mostly to help his own clients in his own practice. It evolved into a book that has sold more than 4 million copies worldwide. I bought this book in graduate school, and his techniques quickly became some of my favorite tools. Now, back in 1989, folks were not generally cell phone owners. The first cell phones went on sale in 1984 and sold for $4,000. But cell phones wouldn't become common until the late 1990s and early 2000s. Everything Dr. Burns suggested for rationalizing thought existed as pen and paper exercises. No one had even thought about texting, dictating, phone applications, and audio or video taping with a cell phone. That would have been a crazy notion back in 1989. But as a therapist, breaking into the world of therapy in the early 2000s myself, I watched clients become enamored with their cell phones, perhaps even addicted to them. It was hard to keep folks interested in old pen and paper methods. I was trying to teach them those kind of things at the time, and I knew it was kind of losing their interest. I dreamed of one day being able to bring cognitive behavioral strategies into the information age and use high-tech gadgets to help folks change the way they think. In 2012, this dream finally became a reality when I began using audio and videotaping methods to create and infuse rational thinking into the brain, which is the goal of cognitive therapy. The iPhone was introduced in 2007 and ushered in the era of having cameras built right into our phones. Picture and video quality were not great at first, but over the years they've gotten better and better. In 2012, I purchased my first iPhone. This also happened to be the year that I did my first TED Talk. While preparing for my TED Talk, I used my iPhone to videotape myself practicing. The sole purpose at first was to critique my own performance. But in the process, something astonishing happened. Not only did my presentation get learned faster, exponentially faster than ever before, but with each passing viewing of myself on tape, my anxiety was dropping. That was really my aha moment. I realized in that instant that this process had huge potential for creating rational thinking and reducing anxiety in quantum leaps. Now, in the 2 years since then, this process has evolved into what I have named Cognitive Audio Video Technique, CAVT. In short, CAVT is based on the science of neuroplasticity. It combines cognitive behavioral techniques and strategies and audio-video technology to create a unique technique that is exponentially more powerful for change than the written word alone. It's often been said that a picture is worth 1,000 words. Dr. James McQuivary of the Forrester Research Company estimates that a video is worth millions. He posits that the information retained in 1 minute of online video is equal to about 1.8 million written words. Now, whether or not it is actually that big of a number is arguable, but the fact that it is super powerful is not. In my personal research and observation, I have found video to be at least 10 times more powerful and more effective than simply using the written word to implement cognitive behavioral strategies. Since the spring of 2012, I spent well over 230 hours now, and counting, researching and developing CAVT. I've been experimenting with technology, developing techniques, teaching them to my clients, and conducting research to support validity and efficacy. For a more complete rendering of the CAVT technique, please see the Handbook or Handbook of Cognitive Strategies on my webpage. This rough draft contains the first 5 chapters of my handbook, which is still in the process of being written. And Chapter 5 gives special attention to CAVT. I also invite you to view the Food Addiction series and the OBX project on my video page. The Food Addiction series is a good example of my process, from start to finish, applied to a very common problem: overeating. The OBX project is a research project that displays the efficacy of CAVT. Viewing these tapes will give you a pretty good overview of the entire process. This tape really signifies the official release of CAVT, copyrighted July 23, 2014. If you have any questions or comments regarding CAVT or anything else, or if you would like more information about learning the process or getting involved in a seminar, please contact me on my website or by text or phone. Thanks for stopping in. See you on the logical side.